Good evening, everybody. This is a quick update for Wednesday, April 10th, 2013. Before we get going, please be sure to be aware of and read all the disclaimer information here. And we're just going to jump right into the quick update. If we take a look at the SPX, we can see we had a really big update today. A nice breakout. And as usual, we got severely punished for any downside adjustments that we have made on our trades. With a Russell, because every time we get any kind of a pullback, then we get this explosion to the upside. This shouldn't be unexpected. It's been happening every time we've gotten a pullback in the last year or so. So it's just business as usual at this point. If we take a look at our trades, we have two April trades that are only 9 days from expiration, and we got a 17-point move in the Russell today. So I was just going to quickly go over where we're standing on these. The ROCK trades, the trades that has been getting the most activity here, this is what we looked like on Monday at the beginning of the day. We did have a few adjustments during the day, so if we shift towards the end, you can see that during the day I had been having positive delta problems because the market had been going up. And again, this was a fairly tight trade, and we keep a strong rein on the delta numbers. So what we did during the day is add some 920, 950 verticals. Now normally when you're following the ROCK guidelines, what we're going to do is we're going to start adding 970 butterflies back in. However, these 970 shorts don't have any time value because we're so close to expiration and the volatility is so low. So in lieu of doing that, what we do is we buy, in this case, 920 call, because that's the call I would have bought had I bought this 970 butterfly. And since that didn't really have any time value in it, I just simply came up and I started selling these 950 options because they still had a decent amount of time value. So I bought 4 920s. Remember, I already had 2 here because I had a 242 butterfly. I bought 4 additional 920s during the day, and I sold off 4 of the 970s. If we shoot to the end of Tuesday, the market kind of backed off a little bit. However, because we're so close to expiration and we're at the top part of our position, our delta continued to increase. So what I did is I bought 4 more of these 920, 950 verticals, and I bought back my 970 puts because, like I said, they have very little time value in them. If the market was to go up later, I might sell them later. I went ahead and sold off my 1020 call way up here, and I went into this position where I have. And the other thing I did is I sold off 2 of these 910 butterflies. So at the end of this day, I was sitting in 8 910s, 10 930s, and 10 920, 950 vertical spreads. And if we shoot forward to the end of today, I continue to sell off these lower butterflies. So I sold down to, so that I currently have 1 910 put butterfly on, 10 930s, and I still have these 10 920 950 spreads. You see we're getting some time value up here in the 960s. Our next move here would be to remove this last butterfly and then to start rolling these spreads out. And of course, if I start having trouble with that, depending on what I can do for time value sales up a little bit higher, we're either going to add more verticals here or we're going to start to pump out of these 930 butterflies. But as of right now, the position is showing up about 10%. 52.69, and we're right here in the middle of the graph. Realistically, this close to expiration, if the market settles for a couple days, we should be very close to the profit target. I may run this into expiration anyway, but so far the trade's been going well. We've been chopped back and forth quite a bit. However, we've been able to hold our profits even with these really large moves right up into expiration. So that's the ROCK trade for April. Taking a look at the M3 trade, if we go to Monday, this was our positioning. And this looks like a nice looking M3 trade, although we are somewhat close to expiration. As we were saying, we did do a significant rollback to this position on that gap down last Friday, and we're paying for that dearly with a move in the other direction. If we take a look at what we have here, right now we have 10 long 860s, 10 short 900s, 8 short 910s, 2 short 920s, and 10 long 940 puts, along with 3 890 calls. If we shoot ahead to the end of Tuesday, we did make an adjustment on Tuesday as our delta was increasing, and we just simply roll this, some of these 910s out to 920, And here's what our position looked like at the end of Tuesday. And today, we'll go a little bit earlier in the day. We didn't touch this till late in the day. The market shot up. The nice thing about this trade is if you get a really, really hard move, the market does eventually turn positive delta. However, I don't necessarily want to sit here on positive vega and negative theta right on expiration. This line, as soon as the market stops, is going to collapse on me. So I came in here today, and I have to go right to the end of the day because I think I did it at 3:30 or after. And you can see I took my 860 puts, I rolled them all the way up to 900 because there wasn't really much time value left in this one. I rolled 5 of these 940s out to 960 so I could expand my tent a little bit. And I rolled these short 900s all the way up to 930. And if we take a look at how that looks, here is our current position. And we should basically keep a stable T plus 0 line. If it continues up, or tomorrow I'm going to fix this so it's got more theta in the trade if the market stays up here. If it pulls back, we'll probably hold position. But as for right now, this is what we look like here. We only have like 20,000 capital in the trade because we're coming into expiration, and it's looking okay. The profit and loss on this is off a little bit. The actual trade is actually at break even. It's about $700 more than what's here. I just haven't gone in and corrected our pricing yet with a T-log. But this is our current position. These are our moves over the last few days. This trade is still looking okay. We shall see how it makes out, if the market is going to give us a break or not, or just going to continue to fly up, which it has been doing recently. We'll take a quick look at the Bearish Butterfly trade. And like everything else, this position continues to get shot back and forth. My current position in this trade is 7 920 butterflies, 10 940s, 10 960s. It looks like this. It still looks really good. If we can get the market to slow down for a little bit, we may be able to get our 5,000. This trade has actually been up to its low profit target. It's been down about $5,000 pretty much for the whole trade. It's been fluctuating between plus and minus 5,000. Had we known the market would have taken off, I may have tried to take in the money at when it was up 5,000, but we still have plenty of time and a good chance of making 5,000 or more, maybe a little bit more in this month, which would be nice. As far as moves of what we did during the week, we did nothing to this trade till today. And if we go to the beginning of the day, I'll show you where we were standing. We had 10 920 butterflies. We had 10 940 butterflies. I ran into the same thing with this. Let me see what time it was. 10:07, so go to 10:30, where we really don't have any value in our 960 short strikes, or only 85 cents. So rather than buying a 960 butterfly, I just bought 5 910 950 verticals to suck up that time value. We go on a little bit later in the day. I bought 5 more of these 910 950, so now I have 10 of these. And when we shot into the end of the day, what I did is I rolled these short 10 950s up to 960 because they had some time value in them. And instead of selling 10, I sold 20 of them. So there's the initial 10 options that I had here at 910. I bought these ones back at 950. I sold twice as many here, and then I covered myself up to the top here with 110s to the long side. And my delta at that point was still too high, so I sold off 3 of my 920 butterflies. We brought our delta more or less within range. We would have liked it at minus 250 coming into the close, but we got a shot up towards the end of the day, so we're a little bit higher than that. And our gain loss, we're managing to hold around break even, slight profit here. I'm really liking this. If the market just if it slows down a couple days, then the money will come into this very quickly, and we'll have to make a decision on if we want to just take it and move on, or if we want to run it a little further. Let's see. If we go to our other trades, just to give you a quick look at it, May Bearish Butterfly, nothing happened. We're sitting in this position here. This trade looks perfectly fine. I am going to start hitting this with expiration rules. So, and I'm just doing that because of the very low volatility grinding market. And what that means is we're going to start adding these 960s in a little bit early as our delta gets too high, and start raising the tent here, and we'll be adding the 980s in a little early too if the market happens to continue to climb. And let's just take a look at our V condors, which I didn't even look at today, so I don't know how they're doing, but they should be fine. Looking at the make V condor, yeah, we have delta of minus 22. Our profit and loss is good. We're kind of in the middle of the graph. There's no issues whatsoever. And let's see what the other guy looks like here. Our V condor for April, same type of thing. We didn't have any adjustments today. Our delta is actually still a little bit positive, so that's fine. And this is the position we're sitting in here. Let's take a look at our analyzed graph. We're basically at maximum profit for where we're sitting now. And I'm probably going to let this thing just expire. If we start, I might roll my strat a little bit further, especially the put. If it has any time value, it would make sense to pull it out, because we're not that concerned about the puts right now. So if I pulled this out, that's really not going to make much of a difference here. So, I can keep the 40 cents, or I can just, just kind of leave it and not worry about it. I'll probably be more tempted just to leave it and not worry about it. And if this thing happens to continue to creep, if we have some, if it's really strong for the next few days, who knows? Maybe we'll even get up into here and make something. But absolutely not worried about it. Looks like we're going to expire this at a gain of about somewhere around $3,200 or so. So that looks like a good trade too. And that's all I have for now. I probably won't give another update until the weekend, but since we made some changes and we had some really big market moves, I just wanted to, and we're close to expiration. I wanted to let you know what we did with the April trades. All right, everybody have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you on Sunday. Thank you and good night.